This machine could change t-shirt printing forever. I printed this t-shirt with a back neck label, sleeve hidden.
Today we have a legendary guest, Keiichi Tsuchiya, also known as the Drift King. He's a Japanese motorsports driver who is a cultural icon famous for popularizing drifting, turning it into a global motorsport phenomenon. He's an icon who has inspired everything from hit anime series to the Fast and Furious franchise. Unfortunately, due to the event schedule, we only had 30 minutes of him, so I had to trim down more than half of my questions. But it was still a huge honor to sit with the GOAT himself. So, without further ado, here's my interview with the legend, Keiichi Tsuchiya. What's up, guys? And since you guys have been enjoying the podcast so much, we're dropping our first official Street Alpha Podcast 7. So we have all sizes. Make sure you guys hit the links below to get your merch. And also, make sure you guys get your keychains and lanyards to support the brand. Also, make sure you guys cop the Street. You guys hit the links below to get your merch. And also, make sure you guys get your keychains and lanyards to support the brand. Also, make sure you guys cop the Street Alpha GSF collab merch. It is so fun. You guys need to get yours. Cop out before you sell out. Welcome back to another episode of the Street Alpha Podcast. I am your host, Toots. Today, we have the privilege of speaking with a true icon in the world of drifting and motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Keiichi Tsuchiya, also known as the Drift King. Let's have it up. Sorry guys, so I have like notes and stuff because we have 30 minutes roughly to get this done, but thank you guys so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to have you on the podcast. We have a translator, Shota. So he's going to be translating for you guys that way we can get everything clear in English. So what I would want to know, and I'm sure your fans would want to know this, how you first got into drifting and what drew you to this style of driving?
ドリフトに興味を持ったのは小学校5年から6年生の時にテレビを見てですね。
So when I first started intrigued by the drifting world, I was a 5th grade elementary school kid. I was watching TV. That was the first moment.
でそのテレビが日本グランプリっていう
Japan Grand Prix, Japan GP. That was the race title.
松田の日本グランプリっていう
Japan Grand Prix, Japan GP. That was the race title.
松田の RX 日産スカイライン GTR の箱須賀の
Hakosuka, they're battling each other.
そこで高橋邦光さんが箱須賀でドリフトしてた。
Kunimitsu Takahashi was a racer at that time, and he started drifting.
その時から憧れました。
That was the first dream I had with the drifting.
So he is actually who created drifting, correct?
そうですね。その当時はそんなに滑らせてるドライバーはあまりいませんでした。
There are very less racers who drifts on the circuit, and he literally started the drifting techniques.
So now, was his first car a Skyline C10, or was it a Camry? Because there's some little bit of speculation with that.
そうですね。18歳で免許を取った時に、高橋邦光さんに憧れてたので、箱須賀を買いました。
When I was 18 years old, I was very, very, admirer of Prince Takahashi, so I bought a Hakosuka around that time.
GTR は高いので買えなくて、
The GTR was too expensive for me, so
2000GT でした。
that was 2000 GT.
2000 GT. Okay. Can you share some of the challenges you faced in the early days of your career when drifting was still relatively unknown?
一番難しかったのはやっぱりアメリカとかヨーロッパに行った時に、2002、3年にアメリカ、ヨーロッパ行った時に、ドリフトって言ったらお前らは日本語だろっていう。英語を知らねえのかって言われましたよね。これはサイドウェイだって言われた。
The most difficult part for me was around 2002 to 2003 when I went to the US or like EU, Europe.
って言われましたよね。これはサイドウェイだって言われた。
The most difficult part for me was around 2002 to 2003 when I went to the US or like EU, Europe.
Already popular, right? And you kind of made it popular. Actually, you did make it popular for my already popular, right? And you kind of made it popular. Actually, you did make it popular for migrate over here to the west. So when did you have the vision to kind of make it a big deal for the world?
ドリフトも日本でもなかったんですよね。もうジムカーナーとかラリーとかダートラーがそういうドリフトしてたんで、レースでドリフトを使う人はいませんでしたね。
We haven't had someone like drifting in the actual race.
Yeah.
We had someone who drifted in a gymkhana or like a dirt track.
Yeah.
But I was in one at that time.
So back then, right? What was a car that you loved aside from the A86 before that?
86の前が KP61 のスターレットでしたね。
So before the Hachiroku KP started.
Yes.
Yes.
So okay.
だから僕がそのドリフト
So before the Hachiroku KP started.
Yes.
Yes.
So okay.
だから僕がそのドリフト
I was drifting in the snow with a KP61.
No.
Snow drifting.
スノードリフティング。
So what was the inspiration behind creating the famous Initial D anime, and how involved were you in it?
スノードリフティング。
So what was the inspiration behind creating the famous Initial D anime, and how involved were you in it?
雑誌の編集長、池田編集長から君はドリフトキングだって言われるようになって、そこからそのホットバージョンを見て重野先生がイニシャル D を書き始めました。
So when the author Shigeno-san, when he was a university student, he was writing about Body Racers. That's a motorcycle antology series.
Okay.
Yes. And 1984, there was a magazine called Cowboy. Yes. And Ikeda-san, who was the editor at the Cowboy, called him Drift King. That was the starting point. And the whole version was actually made around that time too. Yeah.
So do we expect to ever see maybe like a remake or something like that, or a new version coming out of it anytime in the future?
まあ MF ゴーストっていうのが続きでやってますけど、僕はやっぱりイニシャル D で関わらせてもらったんで、監修をやらせてもらったので、まあそっちの続きの方の MF ゴーストはやってませんけど、僕の中でやっぱりこうイニシャル D がメインなんで。
As you know, MF Ghost continues after the initial D, but I get to supervise the initial D from the first scratch. So, I have an initial D only in my mind. That's it.
So how do you feel about the evolution of drifting from an underground movement to a global motorsport?
一番はその1990年代、日本だとドリフト族、暴走族扱いをされてたんですよ。毎週週末の夕方のニュースで取り上げられるような、それが僕はすごく嫌で、弱戦にしたかった。弱戦イコールニュースで取り上げられるような、それが僕はすごく嫌で、弱戦にしたかった。弱戦イコール
Jeff, JAF, I wanted to make it Jeff. That equals to the FIAF route.
Okay.
ドリフトをモータースポーツにしたかった。
I want to make it drift into actual motorsports.
Okay.
ドリフトをモータースポーツにしたかった。
I want to make it drift into actual motorsports. Actually was born in Japan, but Europe and US drifters are way bigger market as well as the way better.
日本はもう車が、そのドリフトに向いてる車がもうない。
We don't really have a car that fits suitable for drifting anymore.
Really?
もうシルビアも86も RX7 もスカイラインも GTR もみんなアメリカ、ヨーロッパに行っちゃってるから、日本に車はない。
All the car that he listed was exported overseas, so we don't really have the good condition JDM cars anymore.
So JDM cars are the best option for you to drift with, basically.
JDM の車が一番いいっていうのは、そのじゃあアメリカにしてもヨーロッパにしてもチューニングパーツが少なすぎる。日本の JDM だと、もうベルでもミッションでもエンジンでもパーツがものすごい豊富だから、だから JDM が世界で好まれるんだと思います。
Do you know why JDM is really popular among all around the world? That's because there are so many tuning parts. OEM is available for all the markets, right. So you can easily pick up the parts and fix it. Yes, that's the main part.
Okay, so can you talk about your experience filming the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift and how it contributed to the global awareness of drifting?
ワイルドスピードの時もイニシャル D と同じです。その監修という立場で携わってました。
It was the same initially. I was a supervisor for the show around that time. Yes, that was my relationship with Fast and Furious.
主役のその練習してる峠で練習してるシーンを僕がやってます。
There's a leading character who practices on a toge drifting. That was me, driven by me. Yes.
So in the scene where you guys were fishing, right?
Yeah.
Were you actually driving the car in that scene?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
釣りのシーンは別で撮ってるから。
Yeah, we filmed differently. Different times.
走りは走り、釣りは釣りで別々に撮ってます。
Fishing, drifting, one at a time.
Okay.
まあ仙人みたいな役なんで、音を聞いてるだけで判断するっていう役だったので割と楽でしたよ。
Like a super monk on that show, you know, just a master of drifting. So I was literally listening to drifting sound to determine if it's good or bad. So it's easy. Yeah.
That's like a pretty iconic scene. I remember when I first saw it, I was like, if they knew who that was, like, you know, you would know, but it was kind of cool to see you in that scene. So it was like, you know, made a little cameo there. It's kind of like the Marvel movies. That's pretty cool. What advice would you give to young drivers who want to pursue a career in drifting?
若い子たちはやっぱり命を大事にしてほしいなっていうのと、人に迷惑をかけないところで走ってほしいなと思います。
So I want our young generation to be safe at first.
Okay.
Don't die because of drifting, and I want you to run in a safe environment. Yes, not in the illegally way.
Don't worry, Shaq. The General gives you a break, whether it's on your car insurance or a break from your car acting up. We got you covered, Bumblebee. For a great low rate, go with the General.
Right now, you can get down to those large one-topping pizzas for
Yeah.
In the Win with Zen sweepstakes, you can get a chance to win $100,000. But there's more than one way to win with Zen. Here's how it works. For 5 weeks until November 24, we're giving away a total of 5,000 premium prizes. Each time you enter, you also earn a chance at the 100K grand prize. Enter every week to boost your chances. What would winning $100,000 look like for you? Enter Win with Zen, and you can find out. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Find out. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Are there any
スバル
Mercedes?
BRZ?
Mercedes as well.
Really?
いや、メルセデス
Which Mercedes?
C63
C63.
for drifting?
Yeah.
Really?
Very good.
I was not expecting that. Okay, so if you can afford a Mercedes C63, then that's a good car to get into if you want to learn how to drift. So Honda, any Hondas that you would recommend in today's market?
ホンダは S2000 ですね。
S2000.
S2000.
Yes.
Okay, so is an S2000 a good car to drift in because of the 50-50 weight distribution? Is it more snappy, more responsive?
ドリフト
いいんじゃないかと思うんですけど。
ドリフトはね、向いてないんですよ。
It's not suited for the drifting.
タイムアタックマシンなんで。
S2000 is a time attack machine.
で、ドリフトに向いてるのは NSX。
NSX is good for drifting.
でも
NSX.
NSX、NA1、NA2。
NA1 and NA2. Yes,
Okay.
it's really nice.
So, which car has been your favorite to drift and why?
まあ一番好きなのは NA2 の NSX のタイプ R の A86。
NA2, NA6 Hyper, and A86. That's my favorite.
86.
Yes.
So, what takes number one?
ナンバーワン。
Number one.
ナンバーワン86。
86. Everybody pretty much knows that car and obviously what you've done with it. So, that makes sense. So, how do you maintain your driving skills to this day? And do you have any specific training or practice routines?
一番はやっぱり雪の上で毎日走ることですね。
You gotta practice in the snow every day. That makes you really, really nice. Good driver.
You guys get a lot of snow in Japan.
まあウィンターシーズンは
Yeah.
毎日田舎が長野県なんで毎晩降ります。
I'm from a city called Nagano Prefecture that snows every day during winter time.
Wow. So why snow? Is it because you have to
Doesn't
control
control
your car more? Or is...
雪だと車の挙動がこういう舗装の上よりも分かりやすい。
So when it snows, it's easier to grasp how the car moves. Yeah, like suspensions and every other details.
So, what do you think the future holds for drifting, and where do you see the sport going in the next decade?
まあ、少なくともドリフトがなくなることはないと思う。なんだろう。車に興味がない人が見ても、子供でもおじいちゃんでもおばあちゃんでも、左にコーナーが曲がってるのに右にハンドル切ってるっていう。なんだこれは。そこがそのドリフトの面白いところなんで、この競技がなくなることはないと思う。
I think the drifting never perish in the future. Everyone can enjoy, even you're not interested in motorsport industry. So you are cornering into that, but you are actually steering to the right. That's, of course, it's such a contradiction. So, yeah.
How do you feel about how, I guess, large Formula drift has become nowadays?
フォーミュラ D はフォーミュラ D のレギュレーションでやってますからね。だから、日本だと、やっぱり FIA 規格のルールでやってますから、ジャッジの仕方が違いますよね。モータースポーツ、純粋なモータースポーツの、コースだとライン取り、アウトインアウト、アウトインアウトがセオリーですね。フォーミュラ D だとアウトアウトアウト、アウトアウトアウトだから、フォーミュラ D の審査はよくわかんない。
In the FE, they ran the event by their own regulation.
Okay.
Yes, and we adapted the FIA rule. Yes, so there's different judging methods have been applied, and we do out in out as a Japanese way to do it.
Okay.
And then FE, they're doing the out. Yeah. So I don't understand how you judge the FE style.
Oh, you don't? I was gonna say, so if you're watching Formula D, how do you know who wins? Like, it's basically based on the judges. Like, are you able to kind of distinguish who's actually a clear winner, or?
わからない。本当わからない。
Yes, I don't really know who's the winner or not.
how do you see the relationship between car culture and drifting, especially in Japan?
車文化っていうか、
How do you see the relationship between car culture and drifting, especially in Japan?
車文化っていうか、世界、ちょっとこう2、3年前まで EV に方向がいったんですよ。でも、日本のトヨタは絶対 EV には行かない。ハイブリッドのそのエンジンを絶対に譲らないっていう。だからそれはもう、アメリカもヨーロッパも、去年ぐらいから舵を切り出してるよね。EV をもう作らないっていうふうに、アメリカもヨーロッパもなってきたんで、僕としては嬉しいです。
So back in 2 to 3 years ago, the world has had shifted to making more EV over gasoline engines. But the Japanese Toyota, Nihon Toyota, they never changed their policy. They kept making a hybrid engine, and US and EU is now following that. They kept making a hybrid engine, and US and EU is now following that at first in the future. And I want every spectators to be very happy at the track. That's my initial goal, and yes, current goal.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, do you have any personal projects or goals related to motorsports that you're currently working on?
今やってるのは僕はその日本でスーパー GT っていう日本のトップカテゴリーのレースをやってますから、そういう意味でもドリフトも含めて若い子たちをやっぱり一流にしたいなっていうそういう活動はしています。
So back in Japan, I run a race. My team runs a race in Super GT, which is a top category in Japan. And I just want to, make more good drifters from my side to make all the motorsports world better. Yes, for the future.
So, how do you balance the art of drifting and technical aspects of driving, and what do you think is more important for success in the sport?
ドリフトが成功するためには今みたいな見せるドリフトはもう飽きられると思う。もう2000年から僕はこの D1 グランプリを始めましたけど、でそこからアメリカがフォーミュラ D、ヨーロッパがドリフトキングチャンピオンシップをやるようになって、それぞれがやっぱりね、派手なのが好きなんだよね。派手なドリフトが。で、派手なドリフトって何っていうと、煙がもくもく出て、角度がいっぱいついて、そんなの10年見てきたお客さんはもう飽きちゃうんですよ。だから僕が理想とするのは、45度以内の美しい角度で、美しいアクセルワークをして立ち上がるっていう技術的な部分でお客さんに喜んでもらいたいな。その迫力はもう飽きたね。
I think the drifting current trend is to make it look more dynamic, sexier. Although I think it's going to be a little too outdated. It's going to be updated. Back in 2000, I started D1 GP in Japan. That was a major drifting event. And from then, America started a Formula event. And in following EU, European countries, they started a Drift King Championship. And then they like it look really, really gorgeous and dynamic. Big drifting, high angles. But the people who have been watching this sport for about 10 years, they will be, not that much interested in anymore with that style. So what I like is the most 45 degrees, within 45 degrees angle with the axle work. I want to have more technical side of the drifting. Yes. Otherwise, this world will get a little bit dodgy.
美しくて速いドリフトが好きです。
Yes. I like the beautiful looking drifting with the speed.
I agree.
Racing techniques.
I agree. So, what are we expecting to see from you today?
だからその参加者に聞かないと分かんないですよね。インターナショナルルールでやるのか、フォーミュラ D ルールでやるのか、それは彼らに聞いてからやります。
I'd like to listen to everyone involved about how you guys would like to be judged. Is it going to be an international style or FD style? And I'd like to start it before I get on the judging stand.
I'm excited. I've never seen you drive in person, and I'm sure tons of other people are going to be excited too to see you. It's an honor. I want to say thank you for your contributions to water sports and drifting in general, and making a popular thing and inspiring so many people. So many people. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. There you guys have it. We have the drift game. We're on a time crunch here, but we made it happen. If you guys are listening and watching, make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys are listening on all streaming platforms, make sure you keep listening on all streaming platforms. And until next time, guys. See you in the next one. Peace.
So there was so much more I wanted to ask DK in terms of his earlier career with motorsports and tailgate battles, but we didn't have the time to. So, if you guys want to see a part 2 of DK, let us know down below in the comments. Either way, it was still a huge honor to be able to sit with the GOAT himself and interview him. Thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.
If we're going to do an R35 GTR record, I would feel like that car needs to be an R35 GTR. It's going to have a GTR transmission. It's going to have to all be all-wheel drive. And it's going to have independent rear suspension because that's what a GTR is. They have big controversies, right? It's like, oh, that's not the GTR record because the car's not all-wheel drive anymore.
One thing we can agree on is that there will not be any fast Hellcats at the Post. And I try to tell people, the only thing that can beat a GTR is a V10 or a GTR. They don't make power. They'll never beat my car. Sorry to let you guys know, they're not.
What's up, guys? And since you guys have been enjoying the podcast so much, we're dropping our first official Street Apple Podcast 7 merch. So we have all sizes. Make sure you guys hit the links below to get your merch. And also, make sure you guys get your keychains and lanyards to support the brand. Also, make sure you guys copy Street Apple GSF collab merch. It is so fire. You guys need to get yours. So cop out before they sell out. Welcome back to another episode of the Street Apple Podcast. I'm your host, Toots, and we are back at FL2K over here at Bradenton Motorsports Park. If you guys are in Florida, October 3rd to October 6th, make sure you guys get your tickets for this event. It's going to be a banger, I promise you. So today we have Nathan Sissio, who's on the podcast previously before, and we also have Dan Rue as well, back for another guest appearance. So let's talk it up for these two guys. So it's a pleasure to have both of you guys on the podcast. Other people collaborate with Link again. Dan, of course, you guys know this is his third appearance on the podcast. So you guys will be seeing Dan more on the podcast as well. So stay tuned for that. So Nathan, you have a couple of cars you can be bringing out to FL2K this year, correct?
Yep, 13.
And are you going to have any personal cars there?
My R8 will be
Your R8. Yep. So what are you expecting to do this year with the R8?
My R8?
Yeah.
I mean, I always just go out trying to do better than I did the last event. It's kind of my only real goal, beat myself.
Yeah.
So that car has been 752 at 201. So I would like to go into the 740s at 202. You know, like, I mean, yeah, that's not always my goal. I just want to come out. I want the car to run. I want it to be consistent. I want to learn some stuff, you know, for the customers and for myself. And I want to go faster than I went last time. You know, that's really my only thing.
So is there anybody that you that's like a tight competition with you?
I think there's a lot of competition coming this year. I mean, T1's bringing a bunch of cars. You know,
Right.
You have local guys at 316. I'm sure they'll bring some, you know, 3 or 4 cars or whatever they bring. They always have some cars out here.
Yeah.
Hefner always is out here. You know, I usually just Hefner's car, maybe 1 or 2 of his clients, and he's always that car might not be the fastest car that's out there, but he's a stone cold killer at the light, man. So he's somebody to watch out for. When he goes to events, he tries to win. You know?
Yeah.
So Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of V10 competition and a lot of GTR competition as well. We have 8 V10s and 5 GTRs.
8 V10s and 5 GTRs.
8 V10s all over 2,000 weight.
So now, between the GTRs and the V10s, like out of the customers, who usually performs best between the two platforms?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's a big crapshoot. You know, I mean, the situation with the V10s is they're a much newer platform, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody really wants to kind of admit that, but it's a very new platform. And the people have been doing 2,000-ish wheel horsepower, they've been doing it for what, 2 years? 2.5? Not other than underground, they're not drag racing. They haven't drag racing, right? So we're talking about drag racing. Now, road racing is a little different story. Obviously, that's going to happen a little bit longer, but the masses have been doing V10s for a lot shorter amount of time than GTRs. And so the reality of the situation is with time comes experience. With experience becomes faster cars.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of the situation. So the GTRs, I would say, are probably more dialed as far as just the consistency of all the parts that go into them and, you know, the recipe, we'll call it, right? But the GTR, we learned so much, or excuse me, the V10, we learned so much from the GTR that it's getting exponentially faster to get it up to, you know, that same similar point. So the V10s are, I mean, man, they're getting really consistent and really fast. You know, Dodson's doing a great job with the gear sets, which is helping us a ton.
Yeah.
Because we were breaking a bunch of transmission parts and now we're not. So man, that helps us because now we can try to break, and the reality is you just try to break other stuff, right? Like it's just a matter of who gets link in the chain. So yeah, we're learning a lot. We've got a couple of billet block cars. I think we have 4 billet block cars that are coming.
On the V10 or the
V10s,
okay.
yep. 1 GTR billet block. We never really got into the race, like big time drag racing GTR scene. We're more street. We stayed a little bit more street. So we don't have a lot of like forward facing billet block GTR stuff. It's just not, it never was really our thing.
Okay.
We could do it. Somebody came to me tomorrow and said, hey, listen, I want you to build me a 6-second GTR. That's, you know, I could do it for sure. But it just wasn't really, we always built street cars.
Right.
I'm actually more excited about this event than I've been for an event in a long time.
Me too. I feel like it's going to be a banger this year. Especially, well, no disrespect to TX2K, but the culture outside of the track itself, like they kind of got shut down with all the police and everything. So I feel like FL2K will definitely kind of make up for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just Florida. It's just Florida. I mean, Texas is cool. There's nothing wrong with Texas, right? But like, Florida's doing some really cool. I mean, the aura here in the car scene is just growing, and it is. It really, really is. So when you leave here after the event, during the event, in the evenings, man, there is always stuff to do or things going on, and big time stuff, whether it be shows or races or this or that, whatever. So yeah, it's cool. I'm excited about it, and I'm really excited about the group of people that we have coming. Our group of customers is just going to be a lot of fun to hang out with. So I love that part of it. So I just got a good core group of customers that are going to be in the camp with us. I'm just stoked to hang out.
Yeah, who you bring around you on trips is definitely important. That's the most important part.
Big time.
So are you racing at FL2K this year? I'm sure that the viewers want to know.
We'll see.
So what's going on with GTR, man? What's up?
New setup. Don't worry about it. Oil change. Everybody's gonna see it soon.
Oil change?
It's all new setup.
Are we gonna see it at FL2K?
Yeah.
So it'll be done, you think?
Yeah, it should be.
Remember, this comes out before FL2K. So
I know, it should be. So hopefully we make it happen ASAP.
So now, where you're at,
Look directly into the camera and tell the shop, like,
Hey, look, man, it's expensive. People don't realize when you get your power cars, it's expensive.
people do not. We could go a whole hour-long podcast on that.
It's expensive, guys. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much money you got. You can spray something and it's just gonna cost you 20 grand.
Well, the build is just the start.
Yeah, that's just
It's just the start.
That's the start, you know. You better be ready to have some money. But no, it's just a new setup. I have some really good sponsors. Now I have Cruise Logic, Precision, Bellic. You know, shout out to Rob for tuning the car. Let's see, we got Shop Houston, of course, always building the car right.
shout out to Matt.
Shout out to Mac. You know, I'm just happy, man.
So
really happy.
if this car, so with the amount of time and money put into it, right?
Oh, and PPG, shout out to PPG.
Oh, PPG.
Oh, transmission gears. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can't forget that.
So now with this setup, right? With how much time and money you have into it, let's say God forbid something happens with the car, are you like, do you think you'll be out for a while?
I mean, no, not really. I'm just, people don't realize this is not, I love the car content, and I was telling you like earlier, like I'm just busy doing entertainment. I can say this, I love racing. I've been in the culture my whole life. People I already explained myself all the times about that. But unfortunately, I have a job that's entertainment. I am busy. I do marketing for a lot of different companies, under the table, not just promoting from my page. You know, I work with big names, and I've been working with Snoop Dogg for 3 years. He's got me busy right now. I'm in LA, I'm on the West Coast. Whether it's doing something for him, he's got so many brands. Snoop Dogg's got to split everything. So I'm helping him and his company doing marketing, different things. But that's just one name. You know, I work with other people, and I'm always just busy. And I don't have the time that I really want to, because unfortunately, the car racing scene, there's not a lot of money in it. People don't realize you build these race cars.
You did mention that on your
episode. There's really realistically, and shout out to Vic, because Vic's trying to make a change in that.
Yeah,
you come out here and race, you got let's say you have $100,000 in the car, right? You win a race, you might get 10 grand, maybe.
Right.
And what's that pay for? The trip? You know?
Yeah.
If depends on how many guys
Exactly.
you bring.
So people don't realize how much money this shit costs. You know, you have a lot of people who average anywhere from 10 to 15, the basic people, I would say the basic guys who individually build their cars, you know, they'll spend 10 to 15 grand on getting a booth, trailer, gas, everything. You know, one pass of fucking methanol is, I don't even know how much it is. It's like $100.
How much is methanol? Like, is it expensive?
I'll be really honest with you, we don't run a lot of methanol, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, no.
I don't think it's that expensive, but it burns a lot of it.
It's quick, you know, and a lot of these cars, you know, a lot of the pro mods, half-cut cars, or even street cars, they're running, you know, if it's a fuel cell, they'll run like a small 10-gallon for one pass, you know, has filled up, that's $100 a ton to the track.
Yeah.
Maybe more, I don't know. But, you know.
Yeah, that's the cheapest thing.
That's the cheapest thing, you know, like I said, and when you were saying if something breaks,
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna get it together. It may take a couple months, but I got other shit going on.
Right,
So I'm always gonna be making money to do what I gotta do. And of course, I'm always gonna get cars, man. I love cars, you know. And like I told you, Pat, recently, like, I got my little secret car that I'm building on the side of my dad's car. So my dad has 13. I'm gonna do something crazy with it. So the internet's gonna love that. So yeah. So.
Yeah, I remember years ago, talking to JR, the owner of Extreme Turbo Systems, when they were running Giddy. You know, Giddy was running that car, running like, you know, mid-6s, you know, whatever, and shooting for the record. He told me that his math was that it was $10,000 a pass.
$10,000 a pass.
$10,000 a pass. That was his math.
Is that going for 6s?
Yeah, that was, I mean, they were already running 6s, so they were going for the record, right? And so that was like, you know, running from whatever, 680s to 650s and going, I mean, sending it. 100 PSI boost to like
2014 or something like that?
No, this was 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean transmissions, you know, engines, suspension, I mean you name it, you know, whatever it would have been. You know, by the time you go back and then it's like you have to refresh the stuff for the next event, even if it didn't break.
Yeah.
You know, even if it didn't break, you're not gonna drag, like you just said, you're not gonna drag an entire truck and trailer, all these people all the way across the country to go to another race with a bunch of stuff that has, you know, 10 passes on it or 15 passes on it. You can't. You know? So yeah, I mean, they got it. Yeah, so it makes sense. Sorry for throwing your stuff out there. I'm not watching this anyway.
No, I wouldn't have known it's $10,000 pass. That's pretty.
A lot of those go for aluminum rods too, so.
You gotta rebuild the gotta come all the way apart, all the way, you know, rebuild on everything. Break one gear set, there's one gear set, 15 grand.
Yeah.
You know?
Shit. That's just the TRs. What are the prices on like B10 stuff now?
Yeah, as far as transmissions. Yeah. The B10 stuff is probably, I would say, it's probably 20% more or so, like a 20-25%. Like a fully built, like nasty, anything you can throw at it, like transmission about 75,000. And that GTR, I think it's probably more like 50.
Now, at that price point, so at that price point, 75,000 for a V10 and 50,000 for a GTR, correct?
Yeah,
now, at 75,000, you can pretty much go on the track, do a bunch of passes, and be not bulletproof, but more reliable than a GTR. Or
you can run the car until it breaks, yeah.
Yeah.
You can literally
It's like you said. You don't know, it's like rolling dice.
Yeah.
You get 2 passes, you can get 100 passes.
I mean, we're getting more, the cars are getting more reliable, right? But at the end of the day, you're making 2,000, 2,500 horsepower. It's a car, man. Like, I mean, there is no telling, right? You know, you have 2,500 wheels. So I tell my clients, like, as power goes up, right, the risk goes up, right, and the margin of error goes down, right? Like, so you only have to make this big of a mistake to make this big of a problem, and the power is big, right? Now, so like when you think about a 2,500 horsepower car, if one injector is off by 5%, your motor's gonna go boom, right? But at 1,500 wheel, that ain't gonna happen, right? Because you're not as close to that margin of safety.
And I got warned by the shoppy said, hey, you're making 15-ish, you're jumping the gun. It's just gonna go crazy, alright? Cool.
Yeah, 2,500 wheel and what? A little bit of wheel hopping, and all of a sudden, boom, there goes something. You know, might be second gear, might be an axle, might be a stub, who knows? You know, but at that power level, it's just like we were talking about earlier. The reality is the cost of entry is just that. The cost of entry. It's just like a boat. It's just like a plane. Just like owning anything that's big money, right? When you buy it, that's the first thing you have to spend money on, but it ain't the last thing. You know, it's maintenance, it's slip fees, it's hangar fees, it's plane fuel, it's diesel fuel on your boat. It's, you know, like you own a big like fishing boat, you know, you're spending $15,000-$20,000 a month, you know, to keep that thing going. And you have to spend $1 million to get it, but it's about that. And racing's the same way. It all depends on how much you race. And what it's gonna cost.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, for your black, I think it was a black R8 you had at Shift Sector, is that gonna be here too?
Yep, black R8's gonna be here. We've got a blue Huracan Evo that's gonna be here that is the same setup, billet block, zone rotor turbos, of course, billet fully built. But yeah, we have a black one, we got another gray R8 that's coming as a billet block, and then, you know, 4 or 5 cast block cars. So, I mean, it should be ranged from 2,200 to 25, 26, just depends on where we turn them, you know. Again, for me, the customers having fun is really like what matters to me. Like, we're not going to shoot for sixes, it's not where we're at. It's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to run some really good times, enjoy some camaraderie, you know, shake some things up a little bit, and hopefully drive them all on the trail.
So is there any,
that's the big thing. If you can make sure you get in and get out, without any problems.
Yeah, well, it makes the customer experience better.
Yeah, that's true.
So are there any cars that you guys, both of you guys have been, I haven't been, it's my first year going back, so I'm excited about that. But are there any cars that you guys both look forward to seeing making some amazing passes this year?
You know, of course, the shop, Kimbo, you know, I love seeing Max car go down the track.
Frightening free radicals are everywhere. Luckily, Palm Wonderful's antioxidants help defend against them. It's scary. Protect yourself from free radicals with Palm.
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual!
His unique build is a little different. If you've seen it, single turbo setup, intake pulls backwards, it's all manual, throttle on cables. Now it's really cool. It's a different VR, you know.
Rear-wheel drive,
all tires, 275. You know, I mean, that's cool. Seeing that car run on the track. It's not just because, you know, I'm with the shop.
Not being biased,
not being biased. It's a cool car, and it's unique to see a rear-wheel drive DTR go down here, and he's already like 660s, 650s, 213. On a small 275, that's amazing.
You shouldn't mean.
No, that is a cool car, I agree with you. It's interesting because like that transition from GTR street car to GTR race car really is the GR6. It is getting rid of the GR6. And going to that GR 400 or whatever. I think on Liberty, a couple of people have played with. And that whole realm is interesting because it's pretty controversial. You know, you have your, what is the GTR record, and is it rear-wheel drive, is it all-wheel drive, is it rear-wheel drive GR6, because I believe that was George T1, he went rear-wheel drive GR6, right, and went faster than Giddy and PTS, right, they have big controversy, right, it's like, oh, that's not the GTR record, because the car's not all-wheel drive anymore, well, yeah, it is, because it's a GR6, right, it's like, okay. So okay, now it's a GR6 rear-wheel drive record and a GR6 all-wheel drive record, but
what do you guys think though about that? Like, what are your personal thoughts on that?
Yeah,
That's a good point, Lisa.
I mean, I can kind of agree on that, but the thing is, for me personally, I think it's got a GTR motor. I don't care what transmission or rear end. That's my personal opinion. As long as it's got a DTR motor in it, whether it's an RV or VR, if you're going down the track, you run sixes. I think it's a DTR. That's mine.
I mean, my mentality, I think, who gives a, who cares?
Yeah.
Right? Like, you built your car to enjoy your car. If you have more fun with the car and you break less stuff with the Turbo 400, and that's the game you want to play, you want to go racing, you want to bump in, you want to be able to run a pro tree, like, then that's the car you built.
Yeah.
And you go as fast as you can in that car, right? And if you want to do an all-wheel drive thing and you want to chase really, really fast things, then great, that's the car you built. So whose record is what? I mean, I don't know. It just seems like all kind of funny to me.
Can I ask you, do you think, I mean, from what I said, like, I believe it's a GTR as long as it has a GTR motor in it. Do you agree with that, or are you just whatever?
I think there's got to be levels to it, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, so you're talking about, if we're just going to talk about GTR record.
If it would be a GTR, it's
R35 GTR record.
Yeah.
So if we're going to do an R35 GTR record, I would feel like that car needs to be an R35 GTR. It's going to have a GTR transmission. It's going to have to be all-wheel drive. It's going to have an inverse suspension because that's what a GTR is. But I'm not going to argue something about that. Like, oh, you've got a 4-link and a 9-inch and a Turbo 400. Great.
Like he said, everyone has their own opinion. That's where, and some people, we were having a conversation here, but some people will argue heads all day. But you're wrong. I'm right.
Right.
Yeah, it's opinions.
Well, the fun part is there is no such thing in that space.
Exactly.
Like, there is no wrong and right.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of opinion.
Exactly.
That's all you're doing is just arguing in circles. You can't go to the dictionary and go, what is a real drag racing GTR?
Spider-Man thing,
Yeah. Yeah. But no, it's being honest, it's like street racing. You lock in a race, you really don't know what the fuck that person has, right?
Yeah.
If you race 2 GTRs, stock location car, well, I got a 1200 ST. You gonna run it? This man's pushing 2,000 wheel, you wouldn't know.
Right.
The stock location is very, very scary.
Well, then you want to trip over into the real argument is what's a street car?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's not go there, right? Like, what's a street car? I mean, that's a whole, everybody's got a different opinion about that.
Yeah.
It's got a license plate.
It's got a license, it's got a tail light.
Does that change with the exotic stuff? Because a lot of those cars are on the street with 2,000 horsepower.
I think, me personally, like I try to tell people, my personal opinion on a street car is a fine definition of my car. It's a full interior car. No roll cage, no parachute. It makes big power. Has AC. Some guys want to come up with a pro mod, half that front car. What's a street car? It's got a light and tail light. I said, bro, that's not a street car, Yeah. A pro mod, half that front car. What's a street car? It's got a light and tail light. I said, bro, that's not a street car,
Yeah. In the passenger seat says, is this a street car? And she'll go, no.
That's
the next one.
Okay.
That's how you do it. That's your barometer. You just walk around, sit in this one. Is that a street car? No. Is this a street car? Yeah.
Well, when she says, what's a street car?
Yeah, well, which one go? Okay, don't say that. Which one go to dinner in this car? No. I agree with you. Full interior. The roll bar thing, I'm completely okay with because I think that's cool to have. Yeah, I think that's cool to have, like, at least the Hans.
It's cool.
Personally.
Yeah.
Because I don't necessarily worry about the rollover thing, but the Hans thing I think is important. To not have a seatbelt. Full interior. Obviously, I like the AC idea, right? Because if you pull AC out of the car, in my opinion, it's not a street car anymore, right? Like, unless it comes AC.
A lot of people want to argue the fact, well, if you didn't drive it to the track, it's not a street car. I was like, look, man, let them count.
Right.
Cars, I got a trailer in there, I mean, if we were, but, hear me out, Texas 2K. I was there. Where were we staying? About an hour away?
Yeah, like 45 minutes.
For 5 days. I drove back and forth every day in my car. I did, even in the rain.
Yeah.
I was scared. Don't do that on 15s.
Well, there was a huge, and I'm not going to go too deep into this because I don't want to but there was a huge deal about that with my R8 versus the shop user, not the shop user, excuse me, Workhorse Performance's car, the one that because we tied the 60 to 130 record, right?
Yeah.
So that car is on a 15. It's we won't go to its carbon doors. It's we won't necessarily go down the list of things that that make it something you wouldn't want to drive to California.
Yeah.
And my car literally, like, you could get in that car and drive it to LA right now. Like, absolutely, AC, has all the creature comforts. The only thing it's got is carbon seats in the thing, which it could be wrong. But that's the only thing it's got. Everything else is full on street stuff. DOT tire, a 17, drives great, runs great, stereo, crank it, it's got everything from this complete factory. So there's like, okay, so what's the street record? You know, is that really a street car when it's not a street car? Not that I'm saying that their car is a street car, I'm not saying that, but it was big controversy online, like, this isn't a street record, what's the street record? Just like, all of it is just a bunch of drama to me. It's like, come on, just build your car, enjoy your car. Like I said, like, it's Turbo 400, cool. It's got a GTR trans, cool.
Yeah, I like drama. You want to start some drama?
No.
Can I say something? Come on. Okay, we got some drama. One thing we can agree on is that there will not be any fast Hellcats at FOC Camp.
I don't know that that's drama in this circle.
No, I think it's drama in general. Somewhere, someplace, somebody's gonna be like, oh.
I don't know that that's drama in this circle.
No, I think it's drama in general. Somewhere, someplace, somebody's gonna be like, oh, that. Yeah. What is considered roll racing, or I would say majority roll racing. Yeah. Let's stick to roll racing and say that.
It's a good thing Cowboy's not here.
Yeah, it is a V10.
It is V10.
So in the V10 platform, that's what I say. The Viper is the Huracan already. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't. There's nothing else competing with that in the roll racing world.
That's kind of weird because the Viper is technically a Mopar.
It is.
So it's like one of those things where I guess V10 is technically classified as like a R8.
Well, I mean, it's still V10,
It is V10, but
yeah, when I say V10, I clarify that
all V10s?
All V10s.
Okay.
Listen, the situation is, if we're just being honest about the Viper is, they can't do it there. Like, they're great cars. They're super fast and they have tons of power. They don't go. Oh, me too. They're sick, but they don't go A to B like a R8 or a Huracan or a GTR. They just don't. They just don't.
He's right.
On a track, maybe. Right, roll racing with some prep, maybe. But you get out,
on the street, that's scary.
No.
It's real life, that's scary.
So why don't we see a lot of Hellcats, you guys think, at the, or winning anything?
They're heavy. They're heavy, and they don't make power. People just, I mean, a prime example on the internet.
I think they make power.
They make power. Prime example, you probably don't be in touch with this. So I went out, and I called out Demonology. We raced.
Oh, that's right, you guys did run.
We did run.
Yeah.
Stripped to the bone. I think the car was actually lighter than my DTR. Parachute, full roll cage, harness. It's I think it had a 200-300 shot on top of a 3.8 blower, built motor, Hellcat. We did a roll race. We gave 2 cars in the hit, and I ended up about 5-6 cars ahead of him, and I let off 100 feet to the still track 185, letting off. And that just shows that's a prime example. That's a full out blown. And then now he went twin turbo, wants to rerun it. I said, bro, but it's cool. I'll race any Hellcat.
I don't even know. What are the big car? Are they making 2000?
Yeah, they make 2000. Some of them are making 2000. They have a couple twin turbo ones that make 2300 wheel. So, shout out to them. I tell people it's a heavy car.
I feel like they're in a different, different categories, right? Like your Mustang and your Hellcat.
Yeah.
And your that category.
Yeah.
Right? The GTR, maybe the the Viper, your Lamborghini, right? Category, right? You don't box out of your class.
You don't, yeah. But also, that also comes to how much, what we talked about, the street car probability. Now, look, it's not rocket. That's a fucking half-cut car, race car. Some people consider that like, it's a street car, it's got lights, and that's not a street car. I've been that car in 630s, my hat goes off to the Mustang guys, but when it comes to full interior cars, a rear-wheel drive car can't keep up with what we got going on. The V10, the GTRs, and the Huracans, R8, same shit, but they can't compete. The rear-wheel drive car in a roll racing competition on the street, even really street racing with a well-built GTR or R8 on the street, you can't fuck with it. If you're doing, now 8th mile is different, 8th mile, that's a different thing on the street. But when you want to race 1,320 feet, you can't beat those 2 cars, on the street. Well-built cars.
Do you agree, Nathan?
Yeah, I do. I don't get caught up in too much of that stuff, but my thought process is that you know, there's always going to be somebody faster.
Oh, yeah.
There's always going to be somebody faster. There's always going to be somebody that stretches the rule book just a little bit differently than you do or whatever. And at the end of the day, none of us are doing this because we're making tons of money or, you know, going out here and winning. You know, it's not Formula One, right?
Yeah.
We talked about this. Like, you're not going out here and winning $300-400 million for a construction championship in a series.
You might win St. Nick.
Right. Like, this isn't that cutthroat, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, you build your car for you,
Yep.
right? If you're building your car to beat your buddy, you're building it for the wrong reason, right? You're building your car to be faster. You're building your Hellcat to be faster than a Mustang, or definitely you're building a Hellcat to be faster than a GTR. You're doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. That's just what reality is. But I mean, I don't know. I just go back to like, I feel like 15 years ago, right? Like, people didn't build their cars because of somebody else. They built it for them, right? And I know I beat a dead horse with this stuff, but like, I love that I want the industry to get back to the core of, I know that you like talking crap, but but yeah, I mean, I like the fact you build your car for you. That's why I said when you asked me, what do you want to do out here? I didn't say I want to beat 316. I want to beat Tony. I want to beat right? Because I could care less. People don't think I'm telling the truth. I could care less. If I come out here and lose to every single other shop, but my car goes 1/10 faster than the floor, and I drive it in the trailer, and my customers had a good time, I'm happy. Not like fake happy. I am legitimately happy. We're going to have a wonderful steak dinner, and I'm going to be very, very excited about the weekend. Because I don't care. I don't, because I didn't build my car to beat somebody else, right? I did. And then people are like, well, that's marketing. Ah, man, that's short-lived marketing. In my opinion, that is short-lived marketing.
I agree, yeah.
Like, the fact that I come out here, let's just use Tony for an example, because there's no beef between me and Tony. Like, let's say that I come out here and I'm in the finals with Tony, his R8 that he just built and my R8 that I just built, right? Like, it does not matter. Like, if I beat Tony, right? Like, let's just say
You talking about the LMS car?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you worry.
Sick.
It's
It's like 188s or some stupid shit. I'm pretty sure it's 188s.
And the amount of data and sensors and things, like, it's an amazing car, right? Well, let's just say, right, that win is going to last for me in marketing like a week or 2 weeks.
Right.
And then what's going to sustain me is how I treat customers for the last year and the year to come, right? And how I build cars and how I build, how I treat them, how reliable my stuff is, how honest I am with them. That's marketing. That's sustainable business, right? But people get this thing in their head, like, I'm going to beat Sissio, I'm going to beat 316, I'm going to beat Tony, and then I will have arrived, right? Or I'm going to beat AMS or Martin or Jordan. Like, then I will have arrived. Then my business will be on arrived, right? Or I'm going to beat AMS or Martin or Jordan. Like, then I will have arrived. Then my business will be on a steward of what you are given right now. You are not going to be a steward of the thing that's to come. It's not going to happen. So as far as business is concerned, I don't like the concept of we're going to go beat so-and-so, or we're going to go win this, because I don't think it's good for the industry as a whole.
Right.
Because as a shop owner, I don't think you should be focused on that anyway, because in my opinion, that means you're not focused on the things you should be focused on.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I agree. I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's short-lived.
Yeah.
It's not.
The only thing that in marketing that's not short-lived is me living rent-free and all the Hellcat holders, because they'll never beat my car. That is marketing for me. I'm sorry to let you guys know, that it will not happen unless I break something in a race. That's the only way they win. Anyway, so.
I think your marketing is a little bit different than mine.
But I'm also a customer. Yeah, the shop Houston's always taking care of me. That's the good thing about, like, so the biggest thing for me as a customer, when I would go race, whatever I do, if I come to Texas 2K, I go to FL 2K, if I race, I'm here to try having fun. I'll go street race. And as long as by the end of the trip, I'm having a good time and I put my car back in the trailer and we take it home and nothing's wrong, I'm happy as fuck.
Yeah.
And that always happens with the shop. So that's why I love the shop Houston. You know, we've had one incident a long time ago in my team. You know, I was having fuel injection problems. That was it. Yeah. Other than that.
Book your pet's holiday groom at PetSmart today. PetSmart, anything for pets.
Old Spice deodorant smells of coconuts and palm trees, and it's gentle on my skin.
Hold on to every memory this time of year and make it another December to remember. Because the greatest measure of the season is how it makes you feel. The December to remember sales event begin offers on select models.
Stop spending hours scrolling through junk to find graphics for your design. Kindle gives you everything. Templates in any style, a wide variety of premium fonts, photos, mockups, and textures, the best AI models, and a powerful intuitive editor with vector editing, image editing, text editing, and so much more. Get started with Kindle for free.
I love crypto staking, but sometimes you forget to set it early for it. That's where AutoEarn comes in. Kraken automatically enrolls eligible assets, so you start gaining rewards without doing a thing. Set it once, earn weekly, no stress.
It didn't even matter. Like, I've had a great experience with them. Everyone has experiences with, as a customer, you know, like, and I'm sure you guys have wonderful customers. I know one of them, you know, you know what I'm saying? Everyone is happy for their shop, and because they get the good experience.
Right.
I see Sissy at every event. He's got the fucking, he's got the girls over there, like, you know, I'm like, I said, you know, I'm not a customer of the Sissy, but I gotta stop by and say, hey, we're gonna drink real quick, you know? No, but it's all good fun and games, but as a customer, as long as that's the happiness I get as a customer from the shop use, and my car goes there, I have fun, I can go street race a little bit. Don't do that.
On closed roads.
On closed roads, and then go home.
Yeah.
And able to keep going and having fun. That's the dream.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's not always the reality.
Yeah.
No, I'm not necessarily saying it's your car. I'm just
having fun. That's the dream.
Yeah.
You know?
But it's not always the reality.
Yeah.
No, I'm not necessarily saying it's your car. I'm just the expectations that get set.
Yeah.
You just talked about it. You got a new build coming. What did they tell you?
Yeah, shit could go.
Right, exactly, right? So like, how did you set expectations? Did you just sell this guy like on the moon,
Yeah.
and then something goes wrong, and you're like, what are you talking about? You sold it, right? So like, how did you set expectations? Did you just sell this guy like on the moon,
Yeah.
and then something goes wrong, and you're like, what are you talking about? You sold expectations set. How does the shop handle it? You know, are they honest with you? Did they lie to you? You know, was it negligence and they pawned it off on somebody else? Or was it just what happens and they set you up for that? Say, hey, this can happen.
If you have a shop that's going to tell you, oh, I'll build you the fastest car, you'll beat everybody, you need to run.
And it'll never break.
You need to run away.
It'll never break.
You need to run away.
And that, I really, really don't, and I think I said this on the last podcast, I really dislike when customers are publicly given false expectations of the fact that these cars can just go out and they never have problems and there's no issues. And I'm not trying to harp on the fact that there's always problems. There is not always problems. But that is a reality of our industry because we're doing shit that should not be done.
Yeah.
Right?
So for me, I like to tell friends, you know, of course I'll recommend them to the shop use, but I also tell friends, if wherever you're at, if you're trying to tell friends, you know, of course I'll recommend them to the shop use, but I also tell friends, if wherever you're at, if you're trying to build something, if these guys, if this shop is not at some kind of event, racing, tuning, and you know, like when you go to Texas 2K, you see all the big shop names.
Yeah.
You see the names. If you're building a car with somebody who's not at none of these events, don't go there.
Yeah.
Don't go there, go to find somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing because they're testing these cars.
Right.
They're tuning these cars.